think instead of playing the slow match against Wrath when we want to try a Birthing Ritual, but we'll just scoop and rebuild the deck here. So I think one thing is if we add Birthing Rituals, it might become kind of easy to play one less Walking Ballista because you just have so many tutors for it. And you don't really want to be playing it with Ritual that often. Sorry, I get a little bit of a lag here. Young Wolf also becomes more interesting if you play Birthing Ritual. So let's cut a Ballista. I'm going to go ahead and I think cut... Let's cut a Grange for Temple Garden number 4. And then I'm just going to go ahead and for now, I'm going to be moving these to the side. Although we might be playing some number of them still. Do you ever play Shardless as well? Hitting Ballista is bad. It goes to the graveyard at least. I think that you have enough good 3-drops and your Grange deck that you don't really want to splash a blue card. So yeah, I think one Young Wolf is interesting enough. I'm not like missing a combo with it, am I? Like for the most part, you need to like Spymaster's Vault on it, which I'm not gonna splash, or play like a Blood Artist, which I'm not gonna splash, or Wall of Roots, which I'm not gonna splash. But just having the Infinite Life is nice, and it's a 1-mana tutor target, and it sacks to Birthing Ritual. So beyond this, Starfield Shepherd becomes more interesting. Solitude becomes probably important to have also. I think I'm probably playing first, Holly. I might not play more than that. Yeah, the Haywire Mite does get a lot better if we're playing Ritual. That's true. I was not really liking it in the main. We'll keep it. We might not stick with it. Sorry, the Ranger Captains are like pretty up in the air again. So okay, what happens if I play none of these cards? How much space do I have? I have 5 spots. We took the Thraben Charms. We could play like 3 Solitudes maybe. Which Enchanter gotta be in? I think I need to keep in the Grange mana base. The Grange is pretty important, I think. But that would be the reason to not play them. Yeah, I do think Haliya is nice. We could even play one more Haliya. Okay, so right now we have 2 more flex spots. We could play 4th Solitude. We could play 2nd Haliya. We could play 4th Starfield Shepherd. We could play 1 Ranger Captain. Ranger Captain to Ritual into is really nice too. We could play some amount of Rumble. Yeah, so the combo with Young Wolf is if you Cauldron Ballista on Young Wolf, you can go ping your Young Wolf, and then it comes back and you gain life with Guide of Souls, Haliya, or I guess just those in play. Could play 4th Cauldron with the thought that we're gonna see Leo a lot more. Cut Heliod for real. Heliod has been testing super well. I think it's also good to Birthing Ritual into, so I'm not gonna cut it. We have Searip in the sideboard. I don't think you want to main deck it. Oh, we could also main deck Static Prison still. I think with the Solitudes it's a lot less necessary. Oh, sorry. I don't think I'm gonna play Voice of Victory. It's not the worst ever. We have a lot of 2s as is. I don't think I'd play a Skyclave in the main. Haliya is your only 3s. It's difficult to ladder up to the fortified. So the Starfield Shepherd like ladders really well is the thought. I agree that we're light on 3s, so maybe the answer is just 2 Ranger Captains. They're really good to hit into. I agree that our bridge right now into Gearhulk is kind of small, but now we have 5 good bridges into Gearhulk. Oh, plus the Haliya, so maybe I even want to play like 2 Starfield Shepherd and 3rd Ranger Captain. There is a lot of Storm. Cauldron Ranger Captain has been good. Are 1-drops even good to Birthing Ritual? Yes. What's really cool is you can go sack your cat token into a Guide or a Pride. That's a really big deal. 2nd Haliya over 2nd Captain. Maybe. I think I like 3 Solitudes here. I don't think I'm very interested in a main deck endurance, especially with the main deck graveyard hate from Cauldron. I think this looks pretty good. I think I'm maybe a little bit interested in second Haliya over third Ranger-Captain. Yeah, I think let's try that. Our current plan is just to naturally draw a Cauldron, which is weak if we're only on 3. Well, our current plan is to just be a value deck until we draw a Cauldron. It's true, without Rumble, we are going to draw a Cauldron less. Kirol for Solitude. I do like Kirol. I think Holly is better though. Yeah, the new 2-mana Mikey is interesting, but it only triggers once a turn, doesn't it? Doesn't. Yeah, it only triggers once a turn. There are too many turtles with the same name. It is so frustrating. It is so annoying that all these turtles have the same names. Wizards, you did a bad job with this. Yeah, I think we probably could try fourth Cauldron. I don't know. It feels a little weird. Like, I do not want to have 2 copies of Agatha Soul Cauldron in my opening hand. We'll draw it. We have 3. 3's a lot. Okay, now let's take a look at the sideboard again. I'm not playing... Well, maybe I'll play more Ranger Captains, Thraben Charms still. The Phantoms have been really good. They're better with the Birthing Ritual, so they're staying in. I like the one of Boromir a good bit. Could even play more to be more resilient to Wrath. I think that could end up being good. Probably less Seam Rips now. Yeah, I guess still 1 off the Gearhulks is probably fine. It's just weird with the Wraths. We could play our own copies of Wrath. I think I haven't been liking the Crypt very much. Yeah, I think I'm gonna play 2 of my own Wraths on the board. We could cut the Cage with Ritual. +1 Delivery Moogle. If this is spelled wrong, I'm not looking up the right spelling. But it's in search for... Okay. Search for library for artifact and graveyard. Artifact card mana value 2 or less, reveal it, put it into your deck, and then shuffle. So the search is a Ballista or Cauldron. The stats are really sad on it. Another Might in the side. I mean, what matchups are they Might even really good against? Like, kind of Titan. Also, congrats on the spelling. So this card is going to be good if we... what I really dislike about this card is, like, we're mostly trying to ritual into it, right? But if you ritual into it on your instep, you can't play Cauldron immediately. So even in the best situation, it's slow and telegraph. So I think probably not. I could be wrong about it, though. It is a pretty cool card. It's going to keep me away from it. I think I like the look of this. Am I missing anything for the sideboard? Like any big bases that aren't covered? We could get the Tormod script back in, I guess. Haven't been loving it. Thoughts on Delighted Halfling. If you need to search this Resolve for Legend, it's so slow to play Halfling. You'd have to main deck it, which you could, but it's so slow. And also just dies. Like, if your whole plan is, I'm going to cast Halfling, then I'm going to wait a turn. If it dies, the game's over because you just time walked yourself while you wait. Why Young Wolf? There's Cauldron, Ballista, Young Wolf plus Guide of Souls or Haliya is infinite life and infinite energy in the case of Guide of Souls. And I guess I'll play a Static Prison on the side. Oh, it's so. I guess Static Prison's better with Wrath of Skies. If I'm gonna bring it in against Boros, yeah, I think I like that enough. It's infinite life. It also just sacks the Birthing Ritual pretty well. So I think once you add the Birthing Ritual, it makes some sense. All right. Does Cauldron only have 5 cards we exile with Ballista Might Captain? Yeah, I mean it's a little low. It's also like +1 counter synergy, graveyard hate. But this is why I don't really want to play 4. It's possible we could try to fit Rumbles in. I think it's just kind of tough to play Cauldron and Ritual and Rumble. It's just like kind of too many 2-mana enablers. I would play the 4th Cauldron over the first Might Made. So one thing I, again, really dislike about 4 Cauldrons, it is bad to have 2 copies in almost every opening hand. And that's maybe true. It's like maybe less true for Gearhulk. It's a little bit true for Gearhulk too. And but for the most part, if you feel like you're one of these cards is going to be like kind of dead in your opening hand, especially game one, especially game one, I'm not a big fan. Although I wouldn't really be that opposed to sideboarding the fourth Cauldron. Like you could sideboard the fourth Cauldron in against like any Flage deck. You could side it in against any creature combo deck. You could side it in any matchup where you want to go faster. All right, I think we solved it. What speaker? Okay, I think speaker kind of sucks. By the way, okay, it kind of sucks. I think it's still good. Oh, did we never play that Eldrazi deck? I think we never played that Eldrazi deck. I literally have no memory if that was on stream or off stream. I like it and like Eldrazi to as like where it's a good the untap is a good mana dork. I like it in Primal Prayers. I want to play some more Primal Prayers with it. But as like a value tutor, I think the card is maybe just bad in Yawgmoth. Maybe you play one so you can Green Sun and put a Yawgmoth in your hand. But I don't know. The card has looked really. It's like it's just not a good creature tutor. It's like you really need to be either like Primal Prayers combo with it, or you need to be like making good use of the untap for me to want to play Formidable Speaker. Maybe one is still right in Yawgmoth, but like the card is not like that good. Is what kind of where I'm at with it. Okay. Maybe playing it in Gristlebrand combo is interesting. It's hard to imagine many, if any, situations that you would cast it. All right, with second Pride and not second guide, I think you lead on Pride here. Very fun hand. I think big thing with Leo is that the card just is like fine on curve when you have Guide and Pride, and if you aren't playing those cards, the power level goes way down. Lower Wind of Elements are good. That's true. Listen, when I said formidable speaker sucks, I should have been a little bit more clear. I agree. It's not a good value card. You have to be doing very specific things with it, and we're not doing those in this deck. Core as an instep can avoid disruption and also have Gristlebrand lines. I don't know. It seems so tough to feel like you want to like it doesn't avoid disruption. They just still have creature removal, and it seems like I would almost never want to spew Agorios on a Leo. Okay, Reprieve plus Voice of Victory is interesting. I could feel like sacking Ranger-Captain would be good, although I kind of like attacking with the Heliod so much that let's plan to do that. Oh no, I've made a critical blunder by attacking with both prides. Just kidding. Although this should still block Pride. It's the right block. Yeah, I guess they missed it. So we can get both of these out of Flage range on our instep. Do I get Kitty's Blessing on the first trigger or the second trigger? Seconds. Really liking exactly one copy of Heliod. It's just been testing well. I know there were some people saying cut it, but it just I don't know. It's tested well enough that it has earned the slot, and I think I'm not interested in a second copy really, but the first copy has been like definitely pulling its weight. Blocking means their voice is eaten. No, because of first strike damage. I can the voice lives. The voice lives. They could have been at one higher life point here. And also like this is a good one to Birthing Ritual into. Right, so up a game against Reprieve, Voice of Victory. What is it? They're just weird Jeskai maybe. They had blue mana, didn't they? They played Elegant Parlor. Yeah, they played Island. Let's bring in the Boromirs for Wraths and stuff. Surely this is just weird Jeskai Blink. Maybe. I feel like, I mean, I just don't know that they have the blink stuff if they're playing Voice of Victory. I do think transitioning into this like Birthing Ritual plan makes sense because like we beat Tron twice in a row. Uh, Birthing Ritual Phantom is also a good plan post board against Tron, and then also being able to like dig for Teeg is nice. And then we lost to two grindy decks and then conceded to Control when it felt like we were like just outside of being able to outgrind them. And so like this is gonna help there. I think there are two builds of this deck. One that's Ritual that incidentally have the combo where maybe we're just better off playing a Johnny and or Heliya. I mean, the combo is I think really good, but I don't know. I'll say this. I do not think there's a version of this deck that's like all in on the combo. That's like my plan A is comboing, and if my combo gets disrupted, I don't have a good plan B, or my plan B is like hope we get in there. Which is maybe not exactly what you're saying, but so let's play the Ocelot Pride because it's better to curve into with Birthing Ritual because you can sack the cat, get another one. So let's see if Birthing Ritual gets Force of Negation or something. When they're playing something weird like this, there's you just don't know what's going on. I think I'm gonna keep the Gearhulk. It's better if they have Wrath. Did not hit a 1-drop. I guess let's just go ahead and put this Ballista in the yard though. With a call, I don't know if I would do this without Cauldron in hand, but we do have Cauldron in hand. And this also means that I can attack into like a possible Heliya or Voice of Victory next turn. Although I think drawing Ranger-Captain, let's cast Ranger-Captain. Although casting Cauldron does make it to where Leo is online. I think that's still. I'm just gonna cast the Ranger-Captain. You want to do this main phase because if they have a counter spell, we want to have them tapped out so they can't Heliya my Pride. Can you explain why Young Wolf has a choice over any of the other random utility 1-drops? It's good with Birthing Ritual is kind of a small thing, but it does have an infinite life combo. I see it synergize. Yeah, like there's an infinite life combo you're probably missing. Okay, Avid Interrupter. We did not play very well around, maybe. If I see a Leo, I'll put a Leo into play. No, let's not swap this for Guide of Souls. Do not really know what the hell my opponent's doing, which is always fun. If I draw a land, I'm still going to go for Cauldron, I think, because of the whole... We saw Reprieve game 1, so being able to play this through Reprieve is probably wise. But maybe I just want to play one of these. I guess. It's kind of weird because I have 2 Cauldrons, but... You just have 2 Avid Interrupters? Okay. So the second Avid Interrupter makes the first Avid Interrupter better, I guess. There's my Leos. So if if they're out of counter magic, or if we draw a land, we can win if they don't have removal for the Leo. Yeah, you just ping your Young Wolf with Guide or Holly and play gain infinite life and or infinite energy. Definitely a better combo on in paper than Magic Online. I think it's still fine to play 1 copy. They put a Fountain in their graveyard after some deliberation, so there's kind of a high chance they've got a Solitude, right? And then they play a Plains really fast. And then they think about attacking, and then they're like, wait, maybe I'll want to block. Maybe Jeskai Flash. So I don't know what is Jeskai Flash, Like what does that mean that's in their deck? Does it mean they have Wand? I don't know. Does it mean they have Heliya? I don't know. Does that mean they have Voice of Victory? We saw that one, but that's not really a flash card. So I don't know. Do they have Aang? Maybe. I don't think they've seen Cauldron yet. They're like in the tank on this attack. All right, big draw step for me. Great to draw land. A fetch land for Grange is a big deal as well. Let's cast the Cauldron. So now I think we just pass. Maybe they'll respond to the ritual here with the Solitude. I think I'm going to Cauldron my Leo in their upkeep here. Or Cauldron the Ballista to try to win in their upkeep. They usually play High Noon and try to counter the only spell you can play each turn with a flash creature. What do you mean they usually? So now that they've let this happen, even if they figure out what's going on and they have a removal spell, being able to get Grange off the Flooded Strand is gonna let us combo again in response. I see why Grange is so good. Yeah, it just like makes the ballistas not embarrassing cards. And it does help a lot in these situations. Especially if you already have a I guess actually in this spot maybe it was better to Cauldron the Ballista first. And Aang. Yeah, Aang was pretty awkward here because I just had the extra 2 mana. I wonder if in these spots it's ever better to start killing their creatures first. Because like if they're just like you win if they're not messing up. But if they are messing up, then you might get to kill like an Aven Interrupter or 2 for free. My opponent says ah. So they probably should have airbent the Cauldron in response to the Cauldron tap. Wouldn't Aang make my guy cost 6? Oh, right, because they had interrupters. So yeah, they should have Aanged and they could have survived there. Oh wait, no, wait, did I? No, I cast Cauldron that turn. I could have just cast another Cauldron, so I guess we would have won. Still, I didn't cast Leo that turn. Sure, we'll keep this on the play. Because I'm sick assuming it's a High Noon brew. I guess I just don't get the appeal of like, okay, I'm going to take turn 2 off to play High Noon. I'm not going to impact the board. And then you know what I'm going to do after that? I'm going to play kind of inefficient 3 mana cards. But I kind of get like, you know, if you're just playing 1 spell a turn, these are kind of like 2-for-1s with High Noon, but then you're really likely to be behind on board because you took turn 2 off the High Noon. Does that make sense? Maybe I'm overthinking something. Maybe I'm salty because my High Noon moderation deck never ended up going anywhere. But if you if you do play High Noon, consider moderation. 3 mana enchantment. Whenever you play a card, draw a card. Wow, so good. But you can only play 1 spell a turn. So then if you High Noon, then all of a sudden you both can only play 1 spell a turn. And then you get to like, you know, draw cards. And you can draw a card on your turn and on your opponent's turn. I don't know. I always wanted that deck to be good. Alright, so I got a show off here. Can maybe kill that in 2 turns with a Grange and a Ballista. Might be dead though. What do you do with the cards? Well, you just kind of 2-for-1 your opponent over and over and over until they die. Do you want to make any meta predictions for Hunter Burton? I think there will be less Sporo synergy than Magic Online. Besides that, your guess is as good as mine. Interesting upkeep draw step pauses here. I've got a Lava Dart in the yard, so I think I'm going to grab a second guide. Draw step pauses for Bauble. Why would there be? Oh, for the second Bauble? Okay. Sure. I always get a little suspicious with the like slow upkeep draw step pause. With the second Bauble, though, it's like it's reasonable enough. No attacks with the Swift Spear is a bit odd. So if I do play a 1/1 Ballista and put a Grange counter on it, then they can Lava Dart in response. But then I get to Stone Rain them on this turn. I can think about Leoing also. It's kind of interesting. Let's see if they dart my. Maybe I should have attacked first because of the sneak. I'll just see if they dart here. They don't dart, so do they have mutagenic growth? I do think sneaking just so I can gain as much life as possible is probably going to be correct. And then maybe I guess if I sneak the Leo in, they can dart, but that's going to be kind of true at the start no matter what. I guess no. We'll just save the Leo for next turn, and then I can go Leo plus have Grange up to save it from the dart. Unless they save this with mutagenic growth. Okay, so let's go to the blockers. Let's go to blockers. They block the Guide of Souls with Slickshot Show Off. In what universe does this make sense? Unless you know I have Leo in my hand. Did Leo get revealed to Bauble? I think it did. So now, if they save their Slickshot Show Off with mutagenic growth, I think I will want to sneak the Leo in, so they won't have the Lava Dart for this Show Off on their turn. And they did not save it, so because of that, now I want to save the Leo to save the Leo from the Lava Dart with the Idyllic Grange. How long did it take for you to get used to all the clicks? Watch someone play the new Cam and Legacy Painter, and their opponent were dead. Wasted 10 minutes making them do it. I think that's lame, by the way, and unsporting, but not the end of the world. As far as how long it took me to learn to do the clicks, I don't know. I've been playing Magic Online a ton for like 12 years. I've been streaming for like 6 or 7, and I'm not sure how long it took me to get used to it because it's just been so long, but not too long. Mostly after I started playing a lot of Cube. Cube I think is really good for click management. Yeah, I can't wait for next year until I've been streaming for 7 or 8. I guess I think I'm coming up on 7 years in 2 months. I think I started streaming in May. I have a friend who usually tells me when my stream anniversary is. So now they got pretty good blocks for the Guide of Souls. So it doesn't seem like I'm able to sneak the Leo in this turn. And they flashback the dart. Why Idyllic Grange? Why Idyllic Grange? Grange is so good. Then we get the Leo up to 4/4, which is good. Not drawing a spell this turn is scary, but I think we'll be okay. I'm gonna leave the 3/4 flyer back to block the 3/3 flyers. That's just good math. And then I'm gonna go ahead and get in with this. And if they want to trade a guide for a channeler, I think I'm gonna have to be okay with that. Yeah, Leo having lifelink is really good outside of comboing. Comboing with it's nice. They decide not to make this trade. I'm at 18. I've got a 4/4 lifelinker. They've got 4 cards in their hand. I have a card in my hand, and also I can't cast Gearhulk if I top deck it. They do keep a card on top. Then they play the Bloodstained Mire. Then they think, oh no, if I crack this Mire, I'm going to shuffle the card away. Then they decide to draw the card with Preordain. Wondering if my opinion on creativity's changed. Ran poorly yesterday. Deck needs some work. Did it run poorly? We 4-3 to challenge, and like we misclicked twice in a match that if I hadn't, we were pretty likely to top 8 if we had won the match. It's unclear that we would have, but I think a 4-3 with like a misclicks possibly costing us a match for top 8 is not a poor running. I think the deck was good, and I would recommend it if you're wanting to pick it up. I wouldn't change much about it. I'm pretty happy with the 75. So right now this is 9 damage. This is 11 damage. A Lava Dart would represent an additional 6. So I'm not dead to Lava Dart, right? I guess I'm dead if they get another Lava Dart. This beats Mutagenic Growth, I think, if they have Mutagenic Growth Dart. Mutagenic Growth Dart is, so it'd be 6 from the Dart, which would be Um, 6 plus 6, 12. Plus another 2 is 14. And then I guess I would be dead to Mutagenic Growth also, if those are the exact 2 cards. Which, they can also have Violent Urge. How much is a Violent Urge worth? Violent Urge is plus 5 damage, so it's less than Lava Dart, so I don't need to worry too much about it, I guess. If I block here, if they have Lava Dart, we trade. They go Lava Dart, my guide. They go Lava Dart, me. We're probably losing that game. Maybe we're not losing that game. I think I'm just gonna not play around Dart Mutagenic Growth. I just don't think they have it. I mean, they have been channeling some, but I just don't think they have it. They get it. I guess there's only 2 mountains in the deck. What if you block only the 2/2? That might be better. They have Mutagenic Growth. We're not. It has to be Dart. I think. No, I think we are. Sorry, I think we are dead to Bolt now. 9, 12. No, we go to 1 if they have Bolt. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it was, I don't know, it was maybe a little risky. Like, if they just had Dart, I don't know that we're winning this game. But maybe we were. It's Mutagenic Growth plus any spell. No, I counted that Bolt put us to 1 if they had it, but maybe I might have miscounted there. Snake with the 20 months, thank you, welcome back. I do not hate the Boromirs. They're kind of fragile, but the Vexing Bauble effect is not too bad. We cut the Heliod. Cut a Gearhulk. Cut a Cauldron. Maybe I cut all the... Cauldron Young Wolf's kind of good, though. I kind of like the idea of cutting all the Cauldrons. Maybe you play a Heliod still. No, let's leave it, man. I think I did it and I didn't like it. All right, let's not play the Boromirs. Yeah, Deafening Silence fine to bring in. Haywire Mite's fine. Let me cut the Ranger Captains. They're not the worst, but they're just these 3-mana 3/3s are kind of tough against the Lightning Bolt deck. No shot you coming against Dark Gold anyways. I mean, we could be alive, but then we would just need to top deck well. But if they had just Dart in that spot, then I think we were losing the game, or we were behind with the other block. I'll probably say. I mean, I trimmed 1. It's still just like your Birthing Rituals are way better with them for whatever that's worth. Kind of an interesting hand to sequence with the Lush Portico. Playing the Vexing Bauble turn 1 to turn off Mishra's Baubles is kind of fine. Although the thing is, they usually save Bauble till turn 2 if they have Show Off. Or sorry, Cutter or Show Off. So I think I'm just going to Surveil turn 1. And then keep my options available to me. There's also some merit in like saving the Bauble for turn 3 in case they plot a Slickshot Show Off. Maybe it was double block the Swift Spear with Leo Guide. I think it might have been just Leo on the 2/2 was maybe the best move, or Leo on the Swift Spear because there's no trample. It was a tough game. It's gonna be hard to play perfect. Starfield Shepherd for basic planes is weirdly appealing here. I'm not committing my Guide of Souls to removal before getting value from it, and this lets me go Haliya, Guide, Vexing Bauble, or Guide Haliya, Vexing Bauble, draw a card. And saving the Vexing Bauble for a plotted Slickshot Show Off could be good. Maybe I shouldn't F6. A little late now. They don't plot a Show Off. Feels boosted man for 3 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Down to 16. Draw an Ocelot Pride, which is pretty interesting. They've missed their land drop. I guess it's probably overthinking. No, I don't think it is. I think it's better to Haliya first because my opponent's probably going to bolt the Guide. So this gains 1 extra life this way. Because and obviously I'm happy if they bolt the Haliya instead of one of these. Because if I play Guide first, and then they bolt the Guide in response, I don't gain the life off the Guide entering. Pretty marginal. Interesting that they preordained and missed their land, by the way. Then they did keep a card on top. Oh, they bolt the Holly. I mean, this is also like just. I think if I was mind slavering them, I mean, I guess I would target their channeler probably. but of the like 5 available targets, that's the third one I'd choose if I was mind slavering them. Maybe they have like a Pyroclasm. So that's probably the card they kept off the preordain. They reveal a mountain off the iteration. They hit me for 3. Then they pass. More removal up. Certainly wouldn't hate slamming a Gearhulk. I think I don't know if I waited way too long on the Vexing Bauble or if I played perfectly. It's always a fun game where like I don't know if I played this perfectly or if I played this horribly, but I sure did play it. We could have also got the jump off, but I'm kind of wanting to like. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I thought maybe they would like Lava Dart and let me. Might let me sneak the Leo. I thought they might let me sneak the Leo and bounce my creature, which was like it was never gonna happen, but it would have been really cool if it did. So we're gonna sneak this in. We're gonna get the Leo up to being a 2/2. They can't Lava Dart the Leo on account of the Vexing Bauble. Maybe I should have already put a counter on the Leo with Grange. No, I mean I can't cast the Gearhulk if I do that. You can Grange the Lava Dart. Yeah, I should have just Granged the Lava Dart on the Pride, huh? That would have been better, even though it locks me off Gearhulk. And then I would have gotten to sneak the Pride. Maybe I should have snuck the cat token. Ugh, weird game. Glad that the Vexing Bauble is checking these Lava Darts, so they can still be prowess triggerers. They exile a Lava Dart to iteration, which is weird. And they play Steam Vents untapped, 5 cards in hand, 10 life points over there. They Lava Dart the Guide of Souls. Yeah, I mean, getting to play Gearhulk's really good. I don't like if they play the 4th Lava Dart here. I don't know that I am good. I don't know. I might save it with Grange. I might not. I don't know. Okay, they somehow didn't see the Vexing Bauble. So shame concede. Nope, no shame over there, which is good. Respect the no shame concede. We're ahead on board, so we don't want that. So going to game 3 on the draw against prowess. Not going to be keeping a hand that was this slow on the draw. Or I guess I would keep it, but I would sequence different. Anything changing? Maybe the Starfield Shepherds are worse than Ranger Captains. I think I kind of believe that. The Ranger Captain sack is kind of real too. Okay, I'm not going to keep this on the draw against prowess. Probably not keeping on the draw in almost any matchup. They milled a 6, we're joining them. Well, I guess easy keep, easy Cauldron back. Could I imagine Leo in a scale shell like Cauldron, Zabaz, Moxes? Probably not in an artifact scale shell. Like scales can already combo kill turn 3, so it doesn't seem like Leo is really offering a lot there. For the most part, like I think it's hard to imagine playing Leo without Guide and Pride, as boring as that is, and as sick of Guide and Pride as you are. I know you're sitting at home going, "Oh, I'm so sick of Guide and Pride." Despite you being at home right now doing that, it's like a big part of me like being willing to put this card in my modern deck is the fact that these cards are good together. I feel like we're drawing Portico a ton, and it's being really clunky. Do we really need to? Yeah. It's surveillance. I don't know. For me at least, I'm really far past like like, oh, I've drawn a Surveil land in my opening hand and it's awkward here. You know, it's I think almost every deck wants two. It's very rare that a deck wants only one copy. It does happen, I think, but it happens really rarely that you're like, you know what, this is just a one of Surveil land kind of deck. So we have gained 3 life this turn. We do get to draw a card off the Haliya. I might try to Cauldron the Lava Dart before I play the Pride, by the way. We'll see. They got 3 cards in their hand. They might get to Surveil themselves this turn. That's an interesting one. I could save this. I could save the Solitude. I'm generally a believer in kill the dang channeler as soon as possible. I think I'm a little bit scared enough of show off to not do that here. If Stirring Wildwood had basic land types, am I playing one in this deck? So it's fetchable in this fantasy world. No, I'm playing Surveil lands over it. They flashback the Lava Dart, which is, you know, something I can't complain too much about with the Pride in my hand. They've got 2 cards in their hand. They do keep a card on top. I feel like I would have... they could have attacked with this twice now. I would not have blocked it with the Pride Guide either time, probably. For whatever that's worth. I drew a Leo. So let's see what my top card is. It's a Temple Garden. So I think I'm going to graveyard. So we could go play Ocelot Pride, sneak Leo into play. We could go play Pride, evoke Solitude, just get the tokens. We could go just cast Guide of Leo pass. I think I kind of like that with them not having a dart in the yard right now. This also means I might get the Leo combo, even though that is tough to do in this matchup. I wish that the evoking... I guess I could Solitude my own Guide of Souls to save Leo from a Lightning Bolt. I think I'm not going to do that if the option presents it, but... it's kind of a fun thought. I think I'm also going to Solitude the Channeler, though. They clearly don't have a Lightning Bolt, and they kept a card draw spell on top. Yeah, I think I need to Solitude the Channeler. Just get it off the field. If they kept Lightning Bolt on top, that's probably like the only scenario where I don't love this, but I think it's not even like the worst thing to do in that situation. Okay, we got a 3/3 Leo, 3/4 Guide of Souls. I was right that they kept an iteration on top. Hopefully they don't find a land off the iteration. They exile a Mishra's Bauble, which is, I guess it's good news for me. They could have put the land into their hand, I suppose. You get to recoup the card loss next turn if a Haliya comes in. Hopefully, yeah. Yeah, Haliya Leo do play well together. I think 2 Haliya has been feeling like a good number so far. What else does the Johnny Pridemate do? So I know it's very small. You're not the first person to be like, wait, this is a Johnny's Pridemate spike. You've clickbaited me. You've baited my clicks. I promise there's a little bit more to meets the eye. Because this has lifelink, if you Cauldron a Walking Ballista onto Leo, every time you deal a damage, you also gain a life. Every time you gain a life, you put a counter on Leo. You get to infinite combo with it, sometimes as soon as turn 3. Your clicks are safe, chatters. Safe with me, your friend, Aspiring Spike. So if they have a Mutagen Growth, this becomes a 5/5, and I can make my Leo 6/6 with Grange. So it seems like a pretty safe attack here. Now, you wouldn't think that the word lifelink means infinite combo, but it weirdly does. I'm going to save the Grange to save Haliya from a Lightning Bolt, I think. Or I guess this from an Unholy Heat. Got another Channeler and another Monk token. Leo's kind of like the mono white quarry steel cutter. This has made 6 power over the turns. This has made 6 power over the turns. That's continuing to scale. Very, very similar cards with effectively no difference. I want them to counter this if they have something random, so I'm gonna not play my land first. Super duper minor. Like if they spell pierce this, I mean, yeah. Super duper minor. I guess I could pay, but I think I want to keep the Grange as the blowout card here. Like, yeah, me just having a Grange here is letting me attack. I love when I take a super duper marginal play, like not playing Plains main phase 1, and I feel like I just get rewarded. And then we get to see if I was right or wrong. So I can't jump the Haliya here, or the Leo for lethal. I feel like I just actually don't attack with the Guide of Souls. Maybe I do. I'm at a really high life total, but they've got a bunch of monks in play. All right, we'll attack with just this one. I can make this a 9/9 in combat. Okay, so they take the boring line. I'm just gonna go and grow it, and then save the Grange for a possible lightning bolt on Haliya to kind of bait that. Go up to a cool 33, draw a card off the Haliya. Young Wolf. Maybe it was a bit cowardly not to attack with the Guide. I think they have a Channeler in play. It's fine. I didn't expect Leo to look this good considering how busted Modern 2 chips are, but Big Life Link are just good. Yeah, I mean, it is very good with Guide and Pride and Haliya. It's like, it is a big deal that this combo piece works well with so many other just modern staples. Well, this is infinite life on turn 2, so, I mean, I'm not going to mulligan. Certainly would be better in paper. Certainly better in paper. Audible for the Hunter Burton so I can gain infinite life. Although finding all these cards would be a nightmare. I have Cauldrons. I've got Ballistas. I have Solitudes. I don't have Guide Prides. I don't have Porticos. I do have the fetch lands. I don't have. Maybe I have Birthing Rituals actually. I think I might own Birthing Rituals. I don't own that many Image 3 cards. I have this one. I have Young Wolf. I have Haywire Mite. Are we missing something to gain life? Oh, right. We are missing something to gain life. I think we're still keeping, but you're right. It's not turn 2. What is my plan for Hunter Bird in terms of deck list? In terms of deck list, my plan is to play Dimir Flash at the moment. At least it's not the 20 plus Spider-Mans. Playing EOE limited is hysterical because every card is a dude and a spider, so it can have the spider human type line. That is pretty funny. All right, so I guess we do still Cauldron Ballista here. Is there? I guess I main phase it to play around Thraben Charm X-ling my Ballista. Breathing Ritual, Great and Rumble, more Starfield Shepherds, maybe. I mean, maybe it's like kind of weird between Starfield Shepherd, Ranger-Captain, Gearhulk, like what split of those you play. Ranger-Captain is better in this build than it is a normal ritual because of the cauldrons, being able to cauldron that ability. It's also like there is a lot of storm in the metagame, so it might just be better in general. So I agree that the split is is not the easiest to hammer out. Why no attack? I guess it was free. We should have attacked there. I guess I don't need to cauldron the Guide right now. Yeah, but we just can give this vigilance, and we're gonna Ballista the Pride, so we'll just do this now. Very interesting game so far. And so in 2 turns, we're going to hardcast a Solitude. I hope we draw like a Ranger-Captain or a Birthing Ritual or a Ranger-Captain or a Starfield Shepherd or a Brightglass Gearhulk. I think I said Ranger-Captain twice. Or Heliod would be good. Or a Leo. Oh, wait, the card that I can infinite combo with. Or a Ranger-Captain. Although comboing through the bombardment is doable here, actually. So I go Leo, Grange, threaten the first response, Cauldron the second, then they sack again, and then they sack again. But I can kill a token first. They discard a Ragavan, and they discard a Legend of Roku, which I think would be good here. So I guess we're just going to level up the Young Wolf this time. No deal, Act. No deal. So we're going to get him for 5. That 2 damage we missed earlier might end up really coming back to bite us, huh? I do think I want to ping the elemental tokens on my turn so I can break up the them being able to put a damage on the Young Wolf a little bit. Although maybe I want them to do that. So maybe this was silly. Okay. Well, good. So yeah, we'll just let this damage go on it. So that worked out well, I guess. And then we'll just pass. Who would win? The deck of all Modern Horizons, Modern Horizons rares, or a 1 Young Wolf? So do I go? So I go ping elemental 2 counters left, ping seasoned pyromancer 1 counter left. Yeah, I think so. Then ping the Young Wolf itself. So damage to the Young Wolf in response. So we just respond to this response. What do you think of a Breach / Goryo's list? Maybe Jonathan the Speaker. I'm not a big Formidable Speaker as a reanimation enabler. This was it didn't test well. It didn't test well when we tested it. So yeah, not a big believer there. All right, so this target is fizzled. Why'd you ping the Young Wolf when he was already getting flung? Here. So I can Vigilance, so I get a free block on the Seasoned Pyre this way. So now I get to go free block on Seasoned Pyromancer. And then I get to ping them for free. And then the Young Wolf undies again. And I get another counter. Is Ritual mainly to find Leo? And so the whole kind of purpose of the deck is like you have access to this Leo combo that's relatively fast because Leo's relatively cheap. Leo also curves well with Guide Pride, not embarrassing to draw. Then Ritual is a way for you to grind the grindy decks really well while also digging for Leo combo. So it kind of feels like everything does everything and everything does nothing. Just like the 2009 Xbox One title, Everything or Nothing, the James Bond game. You're right, I think he missed 1 damage. Wait, where did I miss a damage? Alright, so we're gonna let this trigger resolve. Then we're gonna respond by pinging the Ajani. That game was sick. Then they target the Young Wolf, which is just bad because now I can remove the counter undying, target something else. How dare you, chatter, also accuse me of messing this game up when I've gotten so many extra pings and my life total is so much higher if they weren't messing up. Blame them for messing up. If they're already killing your Young Wolf, you don't have to ping your wolf in response. They ping your face. Okay, I did miss the damage. Okay, my opponent is playing Boros and they do not get it. They do not get it, dude. They're like, I don't understand why the Young Wolf won't die. I don't get it. I have a Johnny Bombardment. I should win the creature count. I'm just gonna give up. I'm gonna go to game 2. We're just gonna go to game 2. I don't get it. Alright, gonna bring in the Wraths, gonna bring in the Lantern, gonna bring in the Needle. I don't, maybe it's weird to be still on the Needle plan when I have my own Wraths. Okay, I guess so. Okay, I want to cut the Heliod against Boros usually. I could play Ranger-Captain for their Wraths and my own Wrath. Oh, it's not Ranger-Captain, Boromir. Boromir is just so bad against Flage. It's tough to bring in. I'm gonna trim a Leo. I think that makes more sense with this build than our previous build. I think I do want to have the Lantern. I could cut the Haywire Mite since I don't I need Haywire Mite because I don't have Needle. Could cut the Shepherd maybe. I think I'll keep a Shepherd over a Ranger-Captain. Let's try that. Yeah, just one more removal spell. They can kill the Young Wolf. I think you should ping Young Wolf itself so they don't get the energy from the discharge. But then if I do that, then I don't have an undead Young Wolf, and I would have a non-undead Young Wolf against the Ajani, but then I could put a counter on it with the Grange. But I would just have -1 counter, and they would have +2 energy. And I think I value a +1 counter more for me more than I value an energy for them. But I do agree it's a convo. Snapping this off on the draw, they mulligan to 6 here. You could board at 1 Ritual. I guess you could. I think Ritual is really good against them, though. I think it's a big part of my deck's game plan, and they're also good in multiples, so I don't think you should, but you could. Well, I mean, this one blocks, so I'll play this one. All right, so they don't have removal. I mean, they could have Wrath, but let's play the Ocelot Pride for sure, and then I'm gonna play the Windswept Heath so I can get a second basic if my opponent has Blood Moon somehow, because you never know about the Blood Moon. But I'll just Surveil, and if they do have Wrath of Skies, I want to be able to go Birthing Ritual plus Haywire Mite. Green Wire with the 35. I hope you're doing well. Appreciate you. All right, they do not have a play on turn 2 or play on turn 3 here. Okay, we don't need the third ritual. Famous last words, I guess. All right, I'm gonna try not to overcommit into a Wrath X equals 1 because that does seem like the concern. Let me go ahead and I think I'm gonna jump on the guide so it's out of Flage range. Yeah, Birthing Ritual is a lot better than Birthing Pod. How did the creativity Raffley go? Is it worth it? It was so good. It was good enough that we played it in a challenge. Did we trophy with it? I don't think we. I think we 4-1 twice in our leagues, and then we 4-3 the challenge, and maybe our misclicks could have been a 5-2. Yeah, maybe famous last words on the I don't need the third ritual line. I've said this a bunch, Valk, but I'm not answering any questions on what kind of game or anything until we do a full announcement. I'm glad you're curious. You're going to have to wait. So here's an Ajani. Which I guess they just drew, because I don't know how often they're just holding up Wear Tear in this spot. I'm going to double block this. I've not played Slay the Spire. I've heard nothing but good things. And in fact, the things I've heard are that it's like too good and too addicting, and I'm kind of trying to avoid getting too sucked in. Disappointing Salad, great username. Thank you for the 4 months. Appreciate you. So we maybe will want to get another Guide of Souls this turn. So stack the triggers like this. I guess I'll put a Walking Ballista in the graveyard so that this way, if I draw a Cauldron, that's live, and if I could also draw a Cauldron and Ritual into Leo. This has been better than I thought. Just sacking a cat into Ballista, by the way, more relevant. There was a chatter I told I didn't think this would be that relevant, and to them I want to apologize. How's it going with the novel? Being sick for the last week, I did make progress, but it's so hard to write while you're sick. But progress is happening. It's a little slower, but it is like a little bit every day. Do you think that birthing ritual is showing Grazer plus Ferox transformation? Mana values don't line up. Shaking my head. I sure do recognize some of those words. We need a Johnny Bombardment in the deck. I feel like we're beating the Johnny Bombardment deck right now. But that my eyes might be deceiving me here. I also almost definitely should have plussed, I think. Maybe not. Maybe not. All right, I'm going to wait on the Grange here. Oh, I did draw Cauldron. So, okay, they just concede. Great. So we 2-0 Boros. Are we 3-0 6-0? I think we lost a game. Yeah, we lost a game to Prowess. We do have Cauldron Ballista Young Wolf again, which was really good against Boros, just like naturally last game. Although mostly because they just had no idea what the heck was going on. That was certainly a big part of that. Let's play the Pride instead. Kozilek's command is really bad here because they can't get the Pride on turn 1. They have to wait a whole turn. Well, they go for Fleshraker instead at the spot. Is Gearhulk that good? 4 for sure. I think you could maybe play 3, but it's like it's kind of the entirety of this deck being able to outgrind decks like Boros. Not the entirety, but a huge part of being able to outgrind Boros, Jeskai, this kind of stuff. You just sort of have no chance without it. Have I played Casey Jones? I have played Casey Jones. I liked it. It's funny. I do want to play more Casey Jones. I'm in some ways disappointed because despite me not liking the flavor of the turtle cards, the turtle cards are cool and interesting for modern, and we have a lot to do. And that means I can't just go right back to no banless modern, but at least it will be there for a little bit. I still don't know when the challenges for the no banless modern are going to start, but when they do start, I'm going to be all on it. So they have a second Tron piece. Oh, I shouldn't have 6. On the draw against a Fleshraker, 2 Tron pieces. Not feeling great. We did beat Tron twice this morning with the Rumble version of the archetype, so not feeling like we are just cooked or anything because they're playing Tron. That doesn't mean we can't lose. But this is like one of the best cards at No Banless Modern too. Dingo had a 15-minute queue at No Banless Modern. That's tough. The format is really fun. I don't know if it's just like was a fad last week or just because like streamers were playing it last week and then now there's a new set. I don't know. I don't know how influential that is. Okay, so we probably want to get Ranger-Captain Cauldron going, which means we might need to be taking a turn off the Gearhulk. We have 4 Phantoms in the sideboard, yeah. It's funny how many formats people say they want, but when they don't play when given a chance. Yeah, classic. Really? Kozilek's command in this metagame? Sorry, okay. I might take the foot off the gas on the joke for a little bit. We'll see. So I can go. It is a problem because I cannot kill this Fleshraker and sack the Ranger-Captain next turn. Because I would have to exile the Ranger-Captain, and then I'm not sacking it. So I think I'm just gonna kill this spawn token. Any consideration check with the cat if we're planning on putting Captain under Cauldron anyways? Well, the thing is, we would have to sack it out this turn to put it under the Cauldron, which means they would have a free block on the cat with the Fleshraker, right? So they play a Swamp. Best draw is Leo, of course. Solitude is interesting. Although I don't know if I love the idea of pitching Pride. I guess I could just pitch or pitch Gearhulk. I can just pitch the Pride. Wait, Young Wolf Ranger-Captain is pretty sick, huh? Okay, so let's save the Gearhulk and pitch the Pride. It's infinite damage. You're mistaken. Is it? Wait, is it infinite damage? I'm mistaken. I think you're right. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because you can't remove the counter from the Young Wolf and sack it to the Ranger-Captain. No, it doesn't work, does it? Because you can't sack it to Ranger-Captain while the counter's on there. It's close, though. Why not? Well, you just can't activate the ability of something up under Cauldron if there's not a counter on it. So, and then it doesn't have Undying if there is a counter on it. Might have been worth sacking, having the cat ping itself to put the creature in the yard. Ping itself to put the creature in the yard. So I'm a little confused there too. Wait, you have two Kozilek? You're playing two Kozilek's commands in your deck? Card is awful about a game. What, you need cards and mana and removal? Sounds like you built your deck wrong if you need all of those things. The Pride last turn? Oh yeah, maybe. The cat was confusing because I thought you were talking about the cat token. Okay, good thing I can fizzle this by killing my own cat. Yeah, I know. I know we barely held on there. Yeah, maybe I should have kept a land last turn. It does seem like the Ranger-Captain loop is a pretty fun part of this matchup at the moment. Although we are going to lose the Young Wolf. We could have killed a spawn token. That could have been better, although I think just maintaining extra creatures in the yard is also very important here. They sack the Mind Stone now, then they Tron me. They can cast Promised anyways. Mind Stone gets got back by Karn. Doesn't really matter what we target. Oh. So we could wait. If we wait, we have a really big upside of being able to go off with Ranger-Captain protection. The downside is Thought-Knot Seer. However, they would have to have exactly Thought-Knot Seer off the top next turn. They'd have to have it off the top next turn. Otherwise, we should be good here to wait a turn and go off with protection. Yeah, I mean, they probably aren't playing 3 Kozilek's command in their deck. I don't think I've ever seen anybody play more than 2. I just can't. It is just, I don't know why. I'm having too much fun with the joke. Get a second Leo. You can't. This only gets. This doesn't get any creature, baby. It only gets 1s and 2s. Oh, I guess I don't have protection unless I draw a Grange, though. Oh no, right. I did draw a Grange, but I forgot that the guide is just going to put a counter anyways on the Leo. So yeah, I mean, I guess I just do this, and I even just have double protection because of the guide anyways. Because I can activate Cauldron to start the loop again, and I can activate Heath to start the loop again. So I don't really need to even sack the Ranger-Captain. Now, don't be alarmed, but this kind of deck is usually a big dog to Tron. But this is our third time playing the matchup, and this is our third time in a row winning game 1, which is, not a very big sample size, but at this point, not a very small one either. Yeah, in this matchup, sneaking White Orchid Phantom was a big deal in games, in sideboard games. And then you have a lot of ETBs for the sneak. The sneak has been good, yeah. Missed a counter, Leo second. I think missing a counter is not that important because I would maybe want to I would maybe want to put a counter with Grange on the cat and then sack it for the Ranger Captain, but I'm gonna cut the Solitudes, even though they've got some Flesh Rakers and Seers. I'm gonna cut the Young Wolf because Infinite Life, like, I think it does actually beat them, but on Magic Online, they could just, my opponent just has the ability to not care, and even though they're watching the stream, I'm not gonna try to put that pressure on them to make them care. I'm gonna cut the Heliod. I think it could be bad against like the Exile stuff. I think I do want to keep it a Mite. I might be wrong about that, but let's try to, this is probably a matchup for the fourth Cauldron to combo a bit more aggressively. And then maybe I want to go down on Gearhulk, but they are a bit slow in this matchup. Can you briefly explain the combo? Of course. So if you Agatha Soul Cauldron a Walking Ballista to give that ability to Leonardo, it's very simple. Leo says whenever you gain life, you put a counter on it, and it has lifelink. So when you deal a damage with Leo, you gain 1 life and you put a counter on it, and you just deal infinite damage and gain infinite life. And a lot of people have missed that the lifelink on Leo is what allows you to do that. A lot of people miss that the lifelink on Leo is what allows you to do that. They think that this is just an Ajani's Pride Mate, but it's not quite that bad. So there's the Leo for the combo. Let's take some time to Phantom, though. I'm going to target the power plant instead of the tower. I know they played the tower second, but I think a lot of times when you have Natty Tron, if you have 2 of 1 piece, you play the one you have 2 pieces of second. Or sorry, 2 pieces of first, because of the whole normal thought process. And my opponent's a viewer of the stream, so I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt there. Rub, and then look, called shot. Ruv with the Twitch Prime, Ruvia. So yeah, I think we just want to go for the full combo next turn. Don't know if I'm going to get a Guide or a Pride. Seems like they've got like a Dismember here, maybe. I guess I've got less guides in the deck, so I'll get one. People are probably thinking you cast the Ballista and Agatha the Leo. Yeah, I don't know if that's like what they're looking for. Yeah, White Orchid Leo has been pretty good. We could have done that this turn too. Maybe we should have. Although the thing is, we would be targeting a tower. They also do not crack their map, which is interesting. Would a Giver of Runes make sense for spots like this? It's kind of narrow and unlikely to matter that much, so it's tough. Also, we get to play around removal anyways. We get to go Ballista on 0. Oh, I guess we don't exactly get to play around removal. A little bit, I guess. I'm thinking I want to Cauldron the Ballista first. It does kind of feel like they've got the Dismember. Oh no, I should have snuck the Leo. We were just talking about this, but if I snuck the Leo, we were really safe. Okay, I still think if my opponent has Dismember, they're really incentivized to use it now. Yeah, but if we had snuck, we could have had Grange up to combo off in response to a Dismember. So missed that line. Yeah, I think if they have Dismember, they're gonna use it now. This still beats removal. No, they can respond to the Guide of Souls ETB trigger. But yeah, so once I realized the mistake, then I decided to just do this anyways to try to bait the Dismember because they want to save their Glaring Flesh Raker. I guess I could have dealt the damage, but now we just win the game, so we don't need to waste anybody's time. All right, so we are 4-0. 4-0. Have been really liking this deck. Think you're to sideboard a Safekeeper. You can do that. One thing I will say, playing around removal is currently like very doable. So you just, as long as you know that, then that's fine. But I think playing a Safekeeper is also reasonable. My opponent's last seen playing Burn 7 days ago. I think I am going to keep this hand on the play. I think I'm just doing that in the blind in general, even though the second Gearhulk's kind of tough. And if they're playing burn, the matchup should be great. Right, unclear. Yeah, you could play Lamplight Phoenix instead. If Brightglass Gearhulk 5-0s, you'd be a happy camper. I feel like we've 5-0'd with it before. Maybe I'm misremembering. If we have, it's been a while. Kind of feels like they're playing. Wait, hold on. No, sorry. For some reason, I thought they had 61. Losing to burn with this deck would be very funny. Is it a hollow one? I mean, looking like hollow one. If they have it kind of feels like they've got a Street Wraith if they're going to cast a Looter here. I have to play into it, I think. Just this is not really getting a lot better. Oh boy. We do need something to play this turn, but they are not burn. They're playing hollow one. I mean that's not nothing, especially with the ability to Grange it next turn. I think you 5-0. Yeah, I think I did 5-0 with Aerith. I definitely trophied with. I think I trophied with a Hammer version too. I remember a friend of mine who loves Hammer. Talking about you want to respond to the cast of looting, not the draws. They do have the Wraith thing. Imagine spending 5 mana on 2 hasty Murktide regions. You need 6 mana for that because you have to spend an extra red mana on each of them, and you also only have 2 Murktides in your build. I think it was cutting 1 invert polarity, treat Arena kind of like a spell. I wouldn't treat Arena like a spell. It just isn't. It doesn't give you like the value. It just makes you know what I mean. I would play you can play a Logic Knot. They graveyard a Phoenix. Maybe we should have mulliganed. I think this matchup is probably okay, but Hollow One is very strong. All right, this is 14. I'm going to gain 2 on my turn with the Grange. I guess if I draw exactly Solitude, we're kind of doing okay. Okay, not anymore. Would have been nice if like it was a little bit earlier in the hand. It just isn't. Yeah. Okay, to game 2 we go. Down a game, a little bit scary for the trophy. The overall matchup is probably okay. Want to keep in the Young Wolf. Haywire Mite to get rid of Phoenix is kind of okay. Lantern is probably good. Vexing Bauble only would stop Root Walla. Most builds don't play Root Walla. Cauldron's probably fine if we're trying to combo more often and if we're trying to care about graveyard hate. I think we could cut a Heliod. It is probably okay in the matchup. I'm gonna cut another Gearhulk too. Definitely could see the Heliod being good on the play. You could like invert board a lot. The highs of that card are so high. You know, Logic Knot can grow your Murktides too, but yeah, I agree. Invert's pretty fun. I don't think it's super good in the metagame though. That's true. Bauble does stop free hollow ones, but it's not too. If there's a Vexing Bauble in play, it's really easy for them to play around it. I guess. I guess not if they have Inquiry. I know I haven't really been scared of Bauble when I've played hollow one. So, fingers crossed. For those who have been wanting me to try Cool But Rude, I've got 2 Cool But Rude decks ready to go. Tomorrow is likely going to be Cool But Rude day. We'll see how it goes. My opponent has disconnected. Okay, I'm going to take this moment to go to the bathroom. And hopefully this is not how we earn the trophy. All right, let's go. Fast game 1. Certainly keeping this on the play. How do y'all feel about... I guess I'm going to play Temple Garden because of Burning Inquiry. We're almost always going to be shocking in A land at some point this game. Yeah, I ended up not building Necro in either of the Cool But Rude decks. I genuinely think it's just almost impossible for Cool But Rude to be optimal in Necro. Is my current thinking. I think it's worse than Cosmogoyf Fling because like that at least like gains life when you assemble it. It's really easy to assemble. Maybe I'm just missing that you like that maybe the two life for each card you discard is bigger. It just seems so hard for it to be good or optimal rather. It'll be cool, but rude will be good when you spend 4 mana on it and you discard 10 cards to your Necro. That it'll be good in those spots. Just seems like hard for it to be the best plan. That's what I mean to say. This deck reminds me of Heliod, but we do have a Heliod in the deck. They're playing both Bolt and Tarfire. I'm going to go ahead and play the Ritual out this turn, even if the Graveyard hit off Cauldron might be relevant. I think I just want to go Ranger-Captain for a Ballista to go with the Cauldron and then maybe Ritual into something good. So they're hasting something, maybe 2 Makos, maybe a FOMO. Maybe 1 Mako plus looting. Well, this is a 6/6, and they've got a Phoenix in the yard, and I've lost my Cauldron for the Phoenix. Maybe I get a Pride because I've got a Guide now. Sure. Maybe I get Haywire Mite for Phoenix. Let's do that, actually. Well, I'm gonna grab the Wrath, I suppose. It can get really big, and a big Lifelinker is really nice, although it's pretty small on this board. And I could die this turn, although with the Exerted Arena, it's not the most likely. Things actually ended up working. Maybe I guess they couldn't have bestowed Phoenix without casting the Inquiry. Brutal Bowmaster. So I'm gonna take 6 down to 5. Huh. So maybe I want to Cauldron the Detective's Phoenix now. Let's not. Oh, although if I do play Cauldron, if I hit Leo, I win. Oh no, I have to Ballista too. I don't have a Ballista in the yard, never mind. I did hit a Leo. Yeah, so now let's go sack Guide of Souls, put Leo in play, and the Haywire Mite can grow it, and the Grange can grow it, and I can block here. I can potentially, if they Phoenix somewhere else, I can block the Mako with the Mite, and then Haywire Mite the Phoenix, grow the Leo. Goodbye, Agatha Soul Cauldron. Sorry we didn't cast you. Death Shadow, huh? So they're going to bestow Phoenix on Shadow. It's a 7/7. Huge punt to attack with the Bowmasters. So we're going to go and grow the Leo to 2/2. We're going to Grange, grow the Leo. I mean, is there anything I could have played around here? Everything kills me anyways. Bolter, Tarfire anyways. So it becomes a 3/3. I take 5 from the Death Shadow, 1 from the Orc Army. I gain 3. So I'm at 4, and then the Leo goes to 4/4. Tense game. I need to draw a spell really badly. So I forgot to draw a spell. So I guess I'm not dead if they have nothing. If I find a creature off the Birthing Ritual to block with. Could block the Shadow, take 7. Kind of hard for them to have nothing. I have nothing though. Why can't they have nothing? The thing is, I have to draw like, now I have to draw something really specific. I have to draw like a Ranger-Captain, a Gearhulk, a Starfield Shepherd, a Solitude. And they have to have nothing. So many, like almost any creature they were kind of in fine shape, I think. Maybe not. 4-1 the league. Deck looking good. Probably going to end up playing it in the challenge on Friday. Unfortunately, not getting the trophy here. And the Magic Online couldn't handle the lack of the trophy, so it crashes. Shout out to the doubters. Tomorrow